Shalom, shalom, shalom. Back again to do another lesson. I'm the brother Thawalai. Praying again, as always, that this lesson be edifying to the sheep, to whomever may be that hear it, may it bring edification. Again, we're going back into Nahum chapter 3, and this will be our third and final installment on Nahum chapter 3 as touching America, aka Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. So without further ado, we want to begin as always by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahakodash. Double honors as always to our apostles, elders, men, priests, the men of great millstone, the table from which we sup. We want to say shalom, double honors, and let us begin. So we're going to get right into it, pick up where we left off. And this is Nahum 3, and if I'm not mistaken, we left off at 14, so we'll begin with 15. This is Nahum chapter 3 and verse 15, and it reads, "There shall the fire devour thee, the sword shall cut thee off, it shall eat thee up like a cankerworm. Make thyself many as the cankerworm, make thyself many as the locust." And we're going to get this in the blue letter as well. And it reads, "But the fire will devour you." This is the NLT. "The sword will cut you down. The enemy will consume you like locusts, devouring everything they see. There will be no escape, even if you multiply like swarming locusts." So the time is coming when Babylon is going to be devoured. We're going to get some scriptures as always, as we've been doing, to link up and help further bring a close to this nation, Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon. So we're going to begin with Joel 2. We're going to jump down to 3. And it reads, and I'm going to get it in the KJV, "A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a burning flame. The land is as a garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them." So here we see a depiction of the ICBMs and the missiles that will be coming to Babylon the Great to devour this place. You know, from the enemies of this nation to the nations that are in league with you. You know, America is getting ready to be decimated with 200 million missiles. It's going to be a true case of overkill. This place is going to be a representation for the rest of time on what not to do, how not to run a society, how not to conduct yourselves. And we see the abominable nature of this land in all things, from the way it conducts itself abroad to the way it conducts itself here. There's no proper judgment. There's no justice in the land. There's only wicked, only wickedness. And it permeates, and it consumes this place. The wickedness of this land is as nothing else. And the Most High has it in his mind to destroy Babylon, aka America. So we're going to keep getting some more scriptures. We're going to jump back here, and I'm going to stand our blue letter a little bit. We're going to grab Jeremiah 50, and we're going to go to 35. The sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith Yahweh, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. The sword is upon the liars, verse 36, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. So we're going to get that in the NLT as well, and it reads, the sword of destruction will strike the Babylonians, says Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It will strike the people of Babylon, her officials, and wise men too. The sword will strike her wise counselors, and they will become fools. The sword will strike her mightiest warriors, and panic will seize them. So, hey, a sword is coming. It's only destruction written for this place. This place is not written to continue. It was written to come into existence, to be the largest prison on earth, and then to be taken out of, to be closed. That prison camp to finally, be done with. And that's what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has deemed for this nation. He opened this prison, he put his people in it, and now he's getting ready to move his people out of this prison and destroy it. And destroy the warden and the men that have held his people captive and have done every abominable and wicked act unto his people, and have changed his people into something that's unrecognizable, for lack of a better word. When you look at the modern day Israelite who thinks he's Negro, Black, Puerto Rican, West Indies, American Indian, it's unrecognizable. You don't see Israel anymore. And this is why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai has taken him up a remnant that he is going to remove from this place and begin his people again through that remnant. And Yahweh Ratazah, the brothers, myself, those men that are out there teaching and sighing for the abominations that be done in this place, that we be part of that number. But continuing on, I'm going to jump back to Isaiah. And I'm going to grab Isaiah 13 first and just kind of keep it in order. This is Isaiah 13, and we'll begin at 17. And it reads, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And out of the NLT it reads, look, I will stir up the Medes against Babylon. They cannot be tempted by silver or bribed with gold. You know, when these troops and these nations, people begin to hit this land, you're not gonna bribe them with gold and silver. One of the reasons you're not gonna do it is because they're just gonna kill you and take it. What do I need to negotiate with you when I can just bust your melon and take what you have? There's no negotiation there. You know, they're not even going to be thinking about it. They're going to have on their mind, the Most High is going to put in their spirit to just destroy. That's the only thing that they're going to be considering. The attacking armies will shoot down the young men with arrows, and we know what the modern day arrow is. They will have no mercy on helpless babies and will show no compassion for children. You know, Babylon, the most glorious of kingdoms, the flower of the Chaldean pride, will be devastated like Sodom and Gomorrah when the Most High destroyed them. Babylon will never be inhabited again. It will remain empty for generation after generation. Nomads will refuse to camp there, and shepherds will not bed down their sheep. You know, and this, we know that this is going to be a place for desert creatures and the dragons. You know, those creatures that can survive in this land when it's been devastated, when it's soaked in radiation, bathed in fire. The Most High is going to bathe this place in fire. You know, and these people, whether or not they be Christian or atheist or whatever they be, who have little regard for the strength and the intentions of the Almighty, when that time begins, is when you're going to wish you had taken that moment to consider what was coming. You're gonna wish, and it's gonna be too late, and you're gonna suffer in your arrogance, in your ignorance, in your stupidity. You're going to suffer. The Most High is made up his mind that that's what's going to happen. Your pride is going to put you in a predicament in which, man, you know, hey, like the old, your mouth's writing a check that your behind can't cash. That's what you people are doing right now. This is Isaiah 14 and 11, and it reads, "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee." This is 11. "Your might and power are buried with you, NLT. The sound of the harp in your palace has ceased. Now maggots are your sheet, and worms your blanket." So death is coming, you know. And when you come from death, it's hell. And hell is a condition. Hell is going to be the place you're placed in when you're brought back and put in perpetual slavery for 1,000 years. The condition that you're going to be in is going to be hell. No one's going to be burning underground with a red dude with a pitchfork and all of that bullshit that you've learned from this Christian dogma. You know, that's a fantasy. So I have a couple more verses for this one, and then we're going to move to the next verse. So for this, we're going to go. Be nice if the Apocrypha was part of that blue letter. So this is 2nd Ezra 15. We're going to go to 29. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth. So, you know, hey, when these nations begin to pour out their wrath, they're going to bring they're going to bring many soldiers. You know, all fully geared, fully armed, ready to do battle. The multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. All the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come, and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. So Yahweh is mustering the host. He is, he is the king he's the Lord of hosts. And that translates to the Lord of armies. He's going to open up his armory. And he's going to bring his weapons, the weapons that he's had these other nations create, he's going to make them be used. And he has a plan for where and when those weapons will be made to be used. Where? We know where that's at. That's going to be Babylon. That's going to be the land of AKA America. And the land right now that's being filled with imposters. Our homeland, the land of Yasharallah, Israel. That land needs to be cleansed. You know. The land cannot be cleansed except by the blood of him that shed it, just like America, Israel, with the amount of slaughter going over in that land is going to need to be cleansed with the blood of the people that are spilling blood, that are murdering. What they're doing over there is murdering, and they're using their media and witchcraft to justify it and to shut down anyone else's opinion and push their propaganda that they're the victim, the villain victim villain, you know. They throw the stone and hide their hands. And then when someone retaliates, oh, look at this, see, look how bad they are, they're the terrible, oh my God, help, you know, that's these people. But the Most High has a special place for you, Amalek. He has a special destruction set aside for you. So we got one more for this one, and then we're going to move forward with the next verse. And we're going to go to Romans 2 and verse 3, and it reads, And thinkest thou this, O man, that judgest them which do such things, and doest the same, that thou shalt escape the judgment of the Most High? So, hey, you know, the scripture says, judge righteously. And we know that this devil has not judged righteously. And this devil thinks that he's unjudgeable. Anything he does, he thinks he's justified in it. And the Most High is getting ready to show him that there's no justification in him. There's been no mercy, there's been no righteousness, and there will be no mercy for him when judgment comes. And no one is going to want to step in and say, Lord, take it easy. Only ones that's going to want to do that is these 2/3 niggas. They're the only ones that give a damn about what's going to happen to Esau. Not my massa. Massa, our leg broke. Massa, our house burnt down. Only Jake. But hey, that's the condition Jake was created. Jake was destroyed. So we get it. We're not mad at you, man. We're not mad at you, Jake. But it's time for you to go. It's time for you to be put down. You like a beast with rabies. Nothing can be done for you. You just need to be put down and brought back. Your spirit returned to the power of spirits, and you brought back anew, out from under the shadow of Rome, brought back to a righteous, God-fearing land, nation, and people. Brought back through the loins of the elect. That's where we're at now. Jake, there's nothing can be done for Jake. And call Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that He's given us this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to separate ourselves from the 2/3. So continuing on, we're going to get back. This is Nahum 3 and verse 16. Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of heaven. The cankerworm spoileth and fleeth away. The NLT. Your merchants have multiplied until they outnumbered the stars, but like a swarm of locusts, they strip the land and fly away. And America has been primed for this type of action. Everywhere it goes, it sets up a puppet government. It strips the land, enslaves the people to its monetary, to its demonic rule. It subjugates the governments to have to deal with whatever it says. It subjugates them with its monetary system. And when they look up, they've been in complete debt. So the merchants of these lands have figured out ways to circumvent and take full advantage of this beast system. We're going to get a couple of verses, because the merchants are really they're wrapping themselves up. I have these in a different order, but we'll grab this one first and then we'll move on down. This is Revelations 18 and 10, and it reads, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So this is going to be the merchants that have been dealing with Babylon. Everyone is going to flee back to their own home, to their own land. It says they will stand at a distance, terrified by her great torment. They will cry out, how terrible for you, O Babylon, you great city. In a single moment, the most highest judgment came on you. And we know what that represents again with that nuclear destruction that's going to happen. When these nations shoot off these missiles, hey, it ain't going to be like you got, a couple of days, couple of, couple of weeks and you can get no. When the time comes, these elites will have already moved all of their assets. They will have already begun to gather themselves in their underground bunkers and in their outer space retreats and in their underwater environments. The elites already know. Those that are in the know. They're already prepared and moving to put themselves in a prepared state, because they're gonna, a lot of the elites, they're gonna ride this thing out. Now, anybody with that's been subject to have to, try and survive on these shores, they're not riding shit out. They're gonna nothing that these people has created is going to withstand the judgment coming to Babylon. But those that the Most High has deemed to survive this destruction, they're going to be the first fruits of slavery. They're going to be the ones that bring back their nation into a perpetual slavery for 1,000 years. So we're going to move up here, stay in this chapter. We're going to move to 15. It says, the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her, torment, weeping, and wailing, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? So, all of these merchants, man, they're going to flee off. They're going to get little. We're going to read that in the NLT as well. The merchants who became wealthy by selling her these things will stand at a distance, terrified by her great torment. They will weep and cry out. But they're not going to be crying for Babylon. They're going to be crying because their money is coming to an end. The bucket loads of money that they made off the, the oppressed people in Babylon is going to, it's going to dry up instantly. How terrible for that great city. She was clothed in the finest purple and scarlet linen, decked out with gold and precious stones and pearls. In a single moment, all the wealth of the city is gone, and all the captains of the merchant ships and their passengers and sailors and crews will stand at a distance. They will cry out as they watch the smoke ascend, and they will say, where is there another city as great as this? Salaki, I can't think of the name of the prophet, but when he saw it in the revelations that he received, he marveled toward the angel had to, what are you marveling at this whore for? Roughly paraphrase. I'm not going to get it. Those that know. I think it was the Apostle John. Nevertheless, this whore has been, she's been a miraculous whore, and the whores that dwell in her have been, on that same level. But it's now being brought to an end. We're gonna go grab one more for this one, and then we'll move forward. Of course, can't be complete unless we slide into Obadiah. This is Obadiah 1:7, and it reads, "All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him." So hey, these nations that America thought, well, I got you by the short hairs, so you my friend. Like America thinks that Ammon is good with it. After the devastation that you did to those people, not just the fat boy and little man, but if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, the apostle said they bombed 68 other cities with just the basic conventional weaponry. And you think that these people don't want paybacks? You think for generations that they haven't considered when the opportunity comes whether or not they're going to get paybacks? And they had already surrendered to you, and you still hit them with that devastation? This is why the whole world is terrified of you, because they know what others won't, you will. And you'll need no justification to do it. You just get that hair up your ass. That's why these nations are going to take that opportunity when it arises and put you in a hurt locker. And rightfully so, because they know if they don't, you will. Given the opportunity, you will do it. No doubt in their mind. Where others practice restraint, AKA America practices get them. That was they favorite little busting ass. Let's get them, boys. Look around and make sure everybody's with them. They ain't fixing to do shit by their damn self. And I think we're going to revisit this one more time, but we're going to move forward. And this is Nahum 3:17. Let me get it in the NLT. "Your guards and officials are also like swarming locusts. They crowd together in the hedges on a cold day, but like locusts they fly away when the sun comes up. All of them will fly away and disappear." So, hey, the sun is getting ready to come up. The sun is getting ready to come up. I'm going to leave that there. We're going to go over here. And we're going to grab Jeremiah 51. And we're going to begin at verse 30. "The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might hath failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end, and that the passages are stopped, and the reeds they have burned with fire, and the men of war are affrighted. For thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, the power of Israel, the daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor, It is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. So, hey, America, aka Babylon, aka Sodom, aka Gomorrah, aka Egypt, aka, man, hey, the Most High, if y'all don't know what a threshing floor is, well, I suppose we might as well just look it up. So let's go over here. Let's go to Jeremiah. This is H1637.
Strong's H1637. Goran.
Masculine noun, threshing floor, barn floor, corn floor, void place. So, the threshing floor, and you'd think they'd give us a little bit more on that. So let's do this. So this is wikipedia.org. A threshing floor is of two main types. A specially flattened outdoor surface, usually circular or paved, or inside a building with a smooth floor of earth, stone, or wood, where a farmer would thresh the grain harvest and then winnow it. So, and basically it's separating the chaff from the wheat. But I'm going to look that word up. Let's see, winnow. Is that W-I-N-N-O-W? Blow, winnow. So the definition of that winnow is to blow a current of air through grain in order to remove the chaff. A combine cuts, thrashes, and winnows the grain in one operation. So it basically hews it down, separates it from the husk from its kernel, and then blows away the husk. And this is what's getting ready to happen. It's basically a violent action, and this is what it's symbolizing, that violence is coming to Babylon. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to bring, with violence was that great city established, and with violence shall it be thrown down, roughly paraphrasing. The Most High is going, Gonna bring to bear that same level of violence that you brought. He's gonna bring it as well. I'm gonna get one more for this one, then we'll move forward. This is Revelations 6 and 16. You know, because that's what these people are getting ready to do. You know, when they flee away from this, when the sun rises, you know what they're fleeing away from is the sight of Yahushua when he begins to crack them clouds. This is Revelation 6 and 16, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. In the NLT it reads, and they cried to the mountains and to the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of the one who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. You know, and that basically is saying they're going to scurry like rats into their little bunkers, into their places that they believe themselves to be safe, to where they think they're going to reemerge and have this what they refer to as a continuity of government. You know, but none of these devils are going to emerge out of anything, anytime from these shores. You know, hey, these nations, they're going to send their bunker busters to bust open these bunkers, and these nukes following them up are going to devastate. You know, and despite what they're singing this song about how, you know, this great dome they have over a land where it's not theirs, you know, they're not telling the actual truth about what happened over there, and that their so-called dome wasn't as effective as they'd like you to believe, and that they can be touched. They're not mentioning that. They're not bringing that little information out because they know the ramifications of it would be a mass exodus out of that place. And the Most High wants you to stay right where you're at. Don't you go nowhere. So back in Nahum, and this is 18. Thy shepherds slumber, O king of Assyria. Thy nobles shall dwell in the dust. Thy people is scattered upon the mountains, and no man gathereth them. You know, and as with the shepherds of Israel, you know, so is it with the shepherds of this place. First of all, they're soothsayers and they're monthly prognosticators. You know, they're lost. They have no concepts, no clue. You know, everything that they're doing, everything that they're trying, no longer are the deities that they celebrate listening to them anymore. They're not giving them the answers they seek. So now these people are running scared, you know, as with our shepherds, you know, that didn't pity us, their shepherds aren't pitying them. You know, let me grab this real quick, you know, because this represented our shepherds, but now it represents them. It's, you know, it's uncanny how these scriptures move and align themselves with the times. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahweh. And essentially that's what's happening now with AKA America. You know, the people that are supposed to be in the know are steady giving false information, steady lying, steady telling you everything is going to be okay, steady declaring peace and safety. And anyone with half a brain can tell you it's not peace and safety. It's woe, it's destruction. It's mournings, lamentations, and woe that are about to present itself to this place. Under the direction of the Almighty Himself. This is I'm gonna get that in the NLT as well. It says, "What sorrow awaits the leaders of my people, the shepherds of my sheep, for they have destroyed and scattered the very ones they were expected to care for, saith Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai." You know, and those are the ones that you know, in this day, you know, because it still applies to you know, Israel, and we see that in these Christian pastors. We see that in these men that have come up for self-grandization and self-gain, who have been teaching, you know, on such a great occasion that the Most High would wake His children up once again. These people have done everything in their power to put them back to sleep. You know, to glean from the people, to take from the people. The Most High says, you know, buy and sell not. But what do these people do? You know, they've only done this to gain notoriety and money. And they've only led the sheep further away, you know. Instead of leading them to the one side, they led them to the other. And none are on the straight and narrow. And this is, you know, this is why you know, from the men of Great Millstone all the way down to the affiliates, we celebrate the fact that we know that the Most High has put His light in a particular place, and that He has led us to that light is truly a gift. When you look at these other camps and they're massive, there's so many of them there, but they don't have the light. Which should bring you even further fear that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and honor Him, because just as easily He could have had you follow those men. You know, so we give great honor to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, we fear, respect, reverence, but rightfully so, we give double honors to the apostles and the elders. Because how easy is it to be led in the wrong direction? How easy is it not to be led by that voice from behind you that says, "This is the way, walk ye in it." It is truly a gift of great value. And now more so than ever, with the times that we're living in, man, the water, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, for that guidance. This is Nahum 3, and 19, beginning with the KJV. There is no healing of thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap the hands over thee. For upon whom hath not thy wickedness passed continually? And this is why we say, America thinks that, people are going to be mourning its destruction. Well, America really doesn't think it is ever going to be destroyed. But, people marvel when we tell them, hey, nobody likes you. You're your own biggest fan. Off of these shores, nobody likes you. They don't want you around. They tolerate you because they know what America will do. They know the wickedness that this place is capable of. This is in the NLT. There is no healing for your wound. Your injury is fatal. All who hear of your destruction will clap their hands for joy. Where can anyone be found who has not suffered from your continual cruelty? That's speaking to America, man. And the answer to that is nowhere. You begin with the cruelty that you brought to bear on the indigenous people, and it just got worse while you hid and pointed your finger at everyone else for whatever they were doing. And you acted as though the abominations and the wickedness that you've been conducting has just been missed or bypassed, or no one saw you, or no one gave a good goddamn because of the people that you were doing it to. And that's why these other nations, you're not gonna have mercy as far as you're concerned either, because you were in collaboration with these damn devils for what happened to our people. And you sat quiet for the longest. And now that damn shit is happening to you, and you want somebody to feel your pain. But you're gonna be brought low too. You're gonna be made to pay for the actions that you've done. Anyway, this is Jeremiah. Back in Jeremiah once again, and I'm going to go to 51 and verse 9. And it reads, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one unto his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. This is the NLT. We would have helped her if we could, but nothing can save her now. Let her go, abandon her, return now to your own land, for her punishment reaches to the heavens. It is so great, it cannot be measured. Hey, as the apostle has told us, America is getting ready to be the largest altar, the largest sacrifice, because that's what you put on an altar, your sacrifice. It's going to be made fat with the fatness of rams and bullocks and goats and all manner of man. It's going to bring a savor unto the Most High's nostrils when he burns this place. So with that has been the conclusion to Nahum chapter 3 as touching America, aka Babylon. Yahweh Ratazah, that you were edified. Yahweh Ratazah, that you gleaned something from it. Yahweh Ratazah, that you learn to fear the Most High before it's too late, and your fear turns to terror. And as always, what is your duty, Israelite man? What is your responsibility? This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, and it reads, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." So with that, I want to give all praises, once again, honor and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the men of great millstone. Peace and salutations to the 144,000, the hopeful elect, the men, women, and children who are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth. The confusion of faces, I want to say shalom to you. And the brother Dawalai, I want to say shalom and wa abba babal. Shalom.